Hello, everyone. I'm Felicia Rondo, and that's close over there.
Hello.
And this is another edition of Bitsley Book Club, where we talk about whatever comics we're reviewing today, which is what we're doing today. We are reviewing Batman and the Joker, The Deadly Duo, issue number 6, or book 6, anyway, in the very self important cover terminology.
Mm-hmm.
Um, So we've been covering this series up to this point, and there's always been sort of an air of like, is it gonna suck now? And here we are at the penultimate issue, and honestly, when I said it still doesn't suck, it was like almost entirely tongue in cheek. I didn't even like entertain the possibility for a moment that it was going to suddenly be shit.
Yeah, this book has well and truly earned our favor.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I probably am going to need to check out more of Mark Silvestri's work after this because apparently he's
Honestly,
real good.
yeah.
Who'd have thunk?
Who'd have thunk? Industry fucking legend Mark Silvestri, co-founder of Image Comics, just does a good job. But yeah,
Yeah,
this is the second last issue. We have one issue left after this, which for some reason is like $1 more, so it's gonna be bigger, I presume.
uh, it's $1.50 more Canadian.
Uh huh.
I'm really going to be breaking the bank for books I'm not.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It's comic
Yeah.
books. Um.
Um, Yeah, we might be in for a slightly larger size issue. They haven't released the page count on the Amazon.
Mhm.
Uh,
We'll see. We'll see how big it is, and we'll be reading the
yeah.
solicit for it at the very end of this here review. But
Speaking of Amazon, though, I do just want to point out real quick. Kindle PC app sucks.
yeah, yeah. The Kindle for PC, it's really horrible. It's really bad. Like, so the thing is, I have a widescreen monitor like most people do since they stopped making not widescreen monitors for the most
Yeah.
part. And gotta say, I wish that Kindle would just zoom in when it's like a full page spread as opposed to just like it's only oriented for vertical. It's only oriented for portrait
So,
view.
yeah, the Kindle app has, even though there's a ton of blank space, just these massive black bars to either side,
Hmm.
there is no option to fit to wide or to zoom in any way. Like there are buttons that say zoom, but they never work. They're
I
never
assume
enabled.
they're only for the like text books, like not comic books, which they are much less useful for. I feel like because
Because
comics,
it's just black text on white background.
yeah, just
And yeah, anytime there's a full page spread, it will shrink it down to fit it within the confines of a single page. And a single page mostly is fine. I would still rather be able to zoom in and then just scroll down it.
mm-hmm.
But it is just unreadable without going into panel by panel view.
Yeah.
And the panel by panel view works fine enough. Like, if you prefer that mode of reading, congrats. It will mostly work. It has some weirdnesses to it, and not all comic books are created, in the classic style of having very easy to delineate, panels that are all a relatively
Yes.
uniform size.
Mm-hmm.
So when that happens, you can tend to like lose out on a reading experience, and yeah, basically the whole system is very imperfect.
And it's been
Fuck
imperfect for
Amazon.
months. Not months, like over a year now. Cause we've been putting up with this since like fucking Imposter Syndrome issue 3, I think.
Something like that.
This Imposter Syndrome was like a big upheaval time because IDW stopped giving me the fucking PDFs of the comics,
Yeah.
and then they got a desktop reader. Anyway,
Honestly, if you're looking for a digital comic book reading experience, you're probably gonna be better off with, honestly, subscribing to Marvel Unlimited or DC Universe Infinite, because
yeah,
I think we would come down on Marvel Unlimited has the better comics reader.
Yes.
But it is hard. It's harder to find comics.
Yeah, DC
You can
Universe Infinite has the better indexing, I believe.
yeah. It also has a unique separate website, whereas you just kind of go to themarvel.com and find the comics, and it's all a
Yeah.
bit.
Basically,
It's
you
just,
have to go to like Google to find any way to find the issues.
yeah. So if you want an easy way to find comics, DC's got you covered with their subscription service. If you want an easier way to read comics, Marvel's got you good there.
Either
If you
one.
want to get new comics, though, you do have to buy them.
Yeah, yeah. I honestly, I wish that Marvel or DC would allow me to like buy comics and then read them with their proprietary comic reading software because it is just so much better than Comixology's bullshit. Anyway.
Honestly, I don't know why you can't just read. You can't just buy things direct from them and then read them on their website with their comic reader that they let you use the subscription service.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's a bit nonsensical, but hey.
Comic streaming is really good.
Yeah. Great bang for your buck.
It's the reason that we are like looking at like Catwoman because it was just easy for me to access and then I got caught up.
Yeah. It's the reason why we reviewed the recent Harley Quinn issue. And of course, I believe we found out about Batman and Joker's Deadly Duo because it was on DC's website.
Yes.
Because on DC's website it will be like, oh, this is comics that are upcoming.
One of the many times I was looking at what was coming up next to see if there's anything I was interested in. And DC's website has since become worse at that, but
Terrible.
But yeah, we were able to find out that there was a comic called Batman and the Joker, the Deadly Duo, and we were like, that could be fun, but we weren't sure, but it was. So
Yeah.
good for us.
With that, angry about the state of buying and reading digital comics out of the way.
Yes.
We have a digital comic, or physical if you prefer that. I don't have the shelf space, so.
Neither do I, but yeah, we sure do. And this, I guess if we want to just dive into the cover.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
picking up, of course, from where last issue gave us our big villain reveal of the true mastermind behind everything.
In fact, I think this
She's,
is just the drawing of her of Amanda Sims from.
I don't think so, because Eric Pianto does the cover.
I think he does the coloring inside too,
Yes, but Mark Silvestri does the inside.
and the cover. If you look at the signature
And
of Silvestri in the.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, whether it is or isn't, it's a really striking cover.
I assume it's a different one, but it is very similar.
Yeah. There's some nice candles. We get this beautiful shot of zombie Amanda Sims.
I actually want to point out, I really like the effect of the candles, where it's like
Oh yeah.
sort of this like vague, blotchy thing that then emerges into the form of the candles.
Yes. Yes.
Kind of gives you the general impression of, wax dripping down and making things sort of formless and messy. Probably
Yes.
relating to the way the Joker zombies melt away, like they did in the
Yeah.
pathway. And speak of the wits, there's a bunch of rib cages at her feet, presumably the remains of her children.
Yeah. And
It's all
behind
very
her
evocative.
and between flames are the faces of the Joker and Batman.
Joker's grinning.
Batman's
Batman's frowning.
scowling. Yeah.
It's their usual.
Their resting
way of
faces.
being.
Very good cover. Very good cover. And I look forward to seeing what cover A for book 7 is. I don't think that's out
Yeah.
yet. But when you open the comic, you get an ad for Superboy, the Man of Tomorrow. Superboy looks like a little shit, so props, A+, no notes.
And then we get to our credits page.
Story and art by Mark Silvestri. I go ahead and give Mark Silvestri full credits in the bit silly thing here. Writer, penciler, and inker, because he does all that.
Yeah.
Colors by Arif Prianto. Letters by Troy Pateri. Special thanks to Matt Hawkins, and special thanks to Bridget Silvestri, who is a wife woman.
Yeah.
A thing people say.
I love wife women.
Yeah, I love being your wife woman.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Yeah.
when the comic opens, we are back at the cemetery that we left before learning crucial information that Batman learned
Yeah.
at that point.
And you see Batman there with his cloak all flared out as the man he has been forcing to dig is being scared and digging. Uh,
Yes.
and we now get to see what Batman saw.
A just brutalized casket that has been torn open, and
From the
Batman
inside.
from the inside. If I may, go ahead and
Mm.
read Batman's narration.
Yes.
The search for the truth about Donald Sims and its research has led down a dark road littered with unfathomable human suffering. A road that has grown darker with each new discovery. Amanda Sims died on her wedding day and was buried at Gotham Cemetery. As Bruce Wayne, I attended the funeral. 2 days ago, I visited her grave because of information pulled from Simtek's database. Her body was gone, and her casket had been torn apart from the inside. Genetically engineered super beings created with technology developed by Simtek have been committing murders across Gotham. These creatures are infused with DNA taken predominantly from the Joker. The technology used was the result of grotesque experiments conducted by Donald Sims on innocent people. Included in those experiments was his own daughter, who has now come back from the dead to seek her revenge. And then we get the title page, Batman and the Joker, the deadly duo.
Our Chapter 6 remains.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get an infuriatingly small, because this is a comic, 2-page spread.
Yeah, it's horrible when you're on digital, just because. Good God.
It all looks great. I wish I could see it in any amount of detail while also looking at the whole thing.
Yep.
If it could just fit, if it could fit vertical, I'd be a lot better off.
Mm-hmm. But we're back at where we left off with Amanda Sims having everyone hostage at her horrible, horrible party.
Yeah, her terrible Sam zombie wedding.
It's bullshit is what it is. She's just kind of like sauntering about as everyone is held as a captive audience, and she just kind of peers around her various zombies while we cut to various characters being referred to. If I may finish Batman's narration. The creatures that Amanda Sims had referred to as her children currently fill the cavernous ruins of Poseidon Station. I don't resist when they take my utility belt and bind my hands with common rope. They don't see me as a threat. For the moment, I keep it that way. Above us lies 150 feet of water and solid rock. Behind us, the only way out.
Again, referencing all of the rock and all of the water that is just above us. Just so much rock and water above us.
Yeah. Amanda Sims monologues.
Yeah.
Remarking
over in the background as well, Harley is clinging to the Joker.
Who is still in his super suit.
Yeah, and he's all, acting very aloof about it all.
Amanda remarks that Batman doesn't seem very surprised to see her, which is odd since she was dead last he saw her. But paraphrasing Nietzsche, sometimes what does kill you makes you stronger. Haha. She thanks Batman for that.
Batman starts to say that he knows what happened to her, but, she's got a lot of words in her.
Yeah, so many bubbles of dialogue. As she continues that Batman knows nothing of what happened to her. And then has this monologue about, like, how we don't remember being born, but being revived was kind of like that, and it was just horrific for her.
Yeah. She talks about being able to feel every cell in her body multiply, every nerve grow and connect. She says, yeah. There is an interesting tie-in to an earlier bit of technobabble as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he talks about feeling her fingers branch out and crawl like roots through the dirt in search of nutrients,
Mm.
uh, which he finds in the corpses in the cemetery.
Yeah.
And she says, "The dead nourished me. They became part of me, and as I fed, I learned." Because earlier, might have been the last issue,
Maybe.
they talked about how part of the issue that went on with the predator cells is that whoever's they needed like a human DNA donor to inject the cells into a person,
Mm.
and the memories of that person would then get injected into the host body, which
Mm-hmm.
caused mental issues.
Yeah.
And because she's all made out of those predator cells now, she's able to eat people and gain their memories and knowledge.
Yeah. Which is yeah, just a really fucked up situation that she is as a classic villain is wont to do. She is taking as the next step of human evolution.
Yeah, Amanda Sims definitely at this point isn't the person she was. Like, she has certainly devoured the memories and thoughts and intellects of so many people that while she might hold on to the idea of her being Amanda Sims still, uh, so much of other people is inside of her now that she's definitely a separate entity.
Yeah, yeah. But after a lot of monologuing and blaming everyone for what happened to her, Joker interjects,
Mm-hmm.
saying, "Oh, for enough of this woe is me crap, Gotharella." And then, surprisingly, Joker demands that Amanda hold up her end of the bargain.
Because he held up his. Much of the puzzlement of one Harley Quinn.
But Amanda swats him away with a backhand, which is wow.
Yeah, just sending him tumbling into a bunch of corpses, and I mean, there's corpses all around.
But in remarking on how not special Joker is and how she can make as many of him as she wants. And Joker just reiterates that they had a deal. And
Yeah,
Amanda.
well, Harley runs over to ask how he's doing. He has a quip about.
Oh, yeah.
What did he say?
Gee, I don't know. I was too busy being unconscious.
Yeah, Amanda holds up a little key, which Batman takes very close notice of with a nice little
Yes.
zoom into his eyes.
Mm-hmm. And Harley asks why Amanda is asking what Joker came for because, Amanda was like, "Is this what you came for?" And Amanda remarks on how adorably clueless Harley is before moving on to terrorizing her father
Mm-hmm.
with the horrible reality of her existence.
Yeah. And Goth, it is horrible.
It is horrible.
The Goth.
Lots of talking about, "Oh, aren't you proud of me? I'm doing so much, Daddy. Don't you love what I'm doing right now?" And Donald
He
is
Donaldson starts sort of apologizing for what happened, saying that he didn't mean it and all. Which,
and
Amanda
she doesn't take
does
kindly
not.
to.
No, she doesn't feel like he is, you know, in her mind, he only saw her as a guinea pig.
A lab animal served up as a sacrifice to his ambition. and tells him to take a good look and marvel at his success. And
he is basically just pleading to God on the ground at this point.
And Batman tries to reason with Amanda, saying, Amanda, listen to me. Revenge won't erase what your father did. End this, and you have my word that he'll face justice. I know that you blame me and others for your death, but the truth is... Only for Amanda to interject with just talking about truth and how what a shit thing
monologue about truth
and what a shit job humans have done in just destroying it, and how
see actually it's a pretty neat philosophical villain argument.
I can go ahead and read it here. Let me tell you about truth. Truth is absolute, infallible, pure. Before humans, truth was all there was. What I know now, more than ever, is that humans destroyed truth. In fact, it can be argued that mankind's most notable contribution to history is the invention of the lie. And she ends with, I am going to correct that.
Yeah. Well, for the page at least, he is a very monologue-y villain, so her monologues go on a while.
If I should,
but no, I think that's good. Basically, she has it in her head that I feel like her plan is to kill everyone, then remake them, into weirdo zombie things.
Yeah.
And then there will be no lies and no secret.
Finally. And
she's very far gone.
Very far gone.
Her logic and reason is very, very tenuous and likely brought on by just the amount of, again, additional psyches that have been forcibly injected into her.
Batman remarks that she can't simply strip away free will, only for her to remark that people don't want free will. They want happiness. They want a Gotham with no need for people like Batman.
Then she whispers in his ear.
Something important that...
She says, let me tell you why. And we get a nice little close-up of her lips as she tells him something that I assume we will learn next issue.
Yes.
Very
it'd be horrible if we didn't.
But then she turns away from Batman and back to her father. And I like Batman's narration here.
Yeah. There's no hope for Amanda. I need to move fast. I get the Joker's attention. He's like snapping his finger or like indicating to him.
He's pointing.
Yeah. Because
Joker is behind Batman. And Batman's hands are tied, but he can still use his finger.
My utility belt. I have no choice now. He is telling the Joker to go to his utility belt.
Which, as we can see, as we zoom in on it, has a gun.
Yeah!
Not for Batman. But it has a gun. He prepared one earlier. I like that Batman, in this moment, has this little, like, attempt at communication with Amanda. He tries to see if there's any reasoning, if there's any way to talk to her, and everything she said makes it very clear that there is none. There's no ability to talk her out of this or save her at this point. I mean, she's also very dead, so...
Yeah.
But, you know, there have been dead people before, and they've been pretty chill, but she's not very chill.
This is no dead man situation.
Yeah, but you gotta give it a shot.
You gotta give it a shot. Donald Sims pleads for his daughter's forgiveness, and her daughter remarks that when he says, I should have protected you, she replies, what you should have done, father, was have me cremated before tearing his fucking head off.
Yeah, which is, par for the course for this comic.
Yeah, yeah,
Yet
yeah.
another head torn off.
Batman says, Amanda, no! But he doesn't look too torn about it, you know? Just, it's been a long day.
Yeah, I mean,
It's also Donald Sims, you know? Kind of a dick.
and she exclaims that this Batman is justice as she holds up her father's grossly severed head. Ugh.
Yeah,
Ugh.
for
Flaps
people,
of
for
skin.
anyone considering reading the comic, be warned, there is gore.
Yeah.
This comic feels like it earned its gore, which is very not usual for comics nowadays. I feel like I think they just kind of
Yeah.
go for it cheaply a lot
I
of the
mean,
time.
there's definitely been a lot of Batman comics in particular that have had a lot of cheap gore in them that I've just kind of endured.
Mm-hmm.
And there's zombies here and stuff, so there's a lot of room for bodies being horribly mangled.
Yes.
But it always feels purposeful and deliberate in this comic.
Yeah.
Batman,
Batman.
though,
Yeah.
takes his opportunity. He deploys the very sharp knives in his gauntlets, because everyone knows how he's got like those
Yeah.
little spiky bits on his gloves.
Yes.
But he brought his extra spiky gloves that have these serrated blades that pop out.
Mm-hmm.
He also, cuts the Joker zombies who were holding him as he goes and yells for the Joker.
Who has his own line here as he dashes for the utility belt.
I just love him saying, "About effing time." He clearly could swear,
He could,
but he doesn't. He wants to say effing.
which is really funny of him.
Yeah. He grabs Batman's utility belt while Batman throws two batarangs at the Joker zombies holding Gordon hostage.
And then Joker tosses the utility belt over to Batman.
Yeah. He grabs it, uses his arm blades to cut the ropes holding Jim Gordon.
Before
and then
handing
gives
Jim his
Gordon
bat
the
gun.
gun.
The bat gun with the bat symbol on it.
Ah.
And
We get a nice big page of Joker and Harley fighting zombies. Joker with just a wooden board, Harley throwing skulls and not quite skull-like heads.
mm-hmm.
As Joker remarks, "I hope you got a plan B, Bats, because plan A kinda sucks."
With Harley concurring, totally. Batman narrates as he taps into his batarang. I tap in the code and initiate Plan B. With
Joker's supersuit suddenly starts
like hissing.
and then popping, and then a big puffy cloud of pink gas.
Yeah.
out of his suit.
Make it look like a fucking Prince concert over here. And Batman narrates. One of Donald Sims' failures in his synthetic cell research was catastrophic retrogression due to the body cannibalizing itself when deprived of food. And as we see a wide shot of the Joker zombies decaying rapidly, I developed a compound that accelerated that process and then vaporized it into a gas. The only way to stop these creatures is to starve them. The Joker's suit seemed the ideal delivery system.
The truth of why Joker got a supersuit.
Yeah.
Jim, who, by the way, I want to reiterate, is shirtless, has had multiple surgeries performed on him, and has been kept tied up to a bed for weeks, I believe, at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's doing pretty good, considering all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Asks Batman if he just blew up the Joker.
Batman says, no.
To which Gordon replies, "That's the same."
And Batman...
And Batman, as he's wont to do, ignores the quip and gets down to business.
We need to go. I don't know how long the gas will, only for his neck to be gripped and for his head, the back of his head to be slammed into a wall.
As Amanda Sims is still here.
Mm-hmm.
She is also decaying due to the gas, but definitely not as much as the Joker, since, of course, her condition was stabilized thanks to her father's
DNA.
DNA, so she is a lot less susceptible to the gas.
Yeah. So, she's like just keeping Batman in a chokehold here, just gripping his neck as Gordon is shooting some zombies. And she asks, "You think your little tricks can save you? You're not going anywhere." And Batman tries to reason with her, remarking that Gordon's done nothing to her, and asking her to let him go. And Amanda just remarks that you all have blood on your hands, and that Batman is in no position to make demands. They have much to atone for, but she'll start with Batman.
And we also see glinting around her neck is the key that Joker so desperately wants.
Yes.
For whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Batman uses his arm blades to cut off Amanda Sims' arm.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't quite stop it from strangling him.
Yeah, it doesn't release its grip, and while she is briefly outraged, it seems, she quickly recovers, and with a grin, just puts the stump of her arm onto the rest of it that's still strangling him, and just starts to reconnect it.
It's a really, grotesque, but kind of awesome, imagery.
Mm-hmm.
As she says, "You can't stop the future, Batman. Haven't you figured it out yet? What I am?" And then she reiterates the thing I mentioned earlier about her thinking that she's the next phase in human evolution.
Yeah.
Only for her neck to be shot through.
Yeah, because Gordon shoots her right in the neck and then says, "Fuck evolution."
Well, he says screw evolution, but I like yours better.
Sorry. It was far away and I thought it was a censor bleep, and I...
if
do not have perfect memory.
And we don't have a perfect comic reading app to actually,
Yeah.
look at this shit. God, I hate Comixology now. It wasn't this bad before. Anyway. Amanda Sims just starts shrieking.
Grabs her neck and runs away, as Batman explains why this bullet is so effective in narration.
"The gun I gave Jim Gordon fires rounds made of a concentrated version of the retrogression compound. It won't kill her, but she'll need to recover. And that'll buy us some time." And we get some bickering from Joker and Harley.
Mm-hmm.
With Joker asking how his little murder muffin's doing, but Harley's like, "Don't you try sweet talking me. What's the deal between you and Frankenskank? The answer better be good, or your jewels will be hanging off the back of some yokel's pickup truck."
Joker goes about that, but continues to not explain.
Mm-hmm.
He's being very, very cagey about whatever that key is for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's had a chastity cage on this whole time. He is in dire need of a nut. Anyway. But in the next page, Batman charges toward Joker, and they both fight the zombies together as he narrates.
There's a big old page of Batman hoisting a zombie over his head while Joker and Harley continue to fight, and Jim continues to blast away with his gun.
Yeah. Amanda Sims forced an alliance between me and the Joker. She then devised scenarios in which that alliance would work, and now I know why. The Joker said he held up his end of the bargain and expected his payment. What Amanda whispered to me confirmed what that payment was. I knew I could never allow it.
More mysterious stuff about that key.
But I can use it to my advantage, he says as he batarangs through another Joker zombie's head.
Yeah.
Batman insists that Gordon head with the Joker and Harley to get somewhere safe, and Gordon.
Well, of course, Batman stays behind.
Yes, and Gordon refuses, of course.
And Batman says that he wasn't asking.
I work better on my own, and I made a promise to someone. Reminding readers of the confrontation that happened between Barbara and Bruce earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And Batman says, Joker, you and Harley take Gordon and wait for me where the tracks end. Anything happens to him, and you'll never get what you came for. And
Joker says, fine, but Bat, you better not come empty-handed. Then, punching a zombie, says to Harley, let's get out of here.
And Jim hesitates in leaving. Batman insists, Jim, go. And yeah.
Gordon says, see you where the tracks end.
And we get a massive fucking full-page spread of Batman kicking ass.
Just surrounded by zombies, but doing his fucking best. He's Batman, so it's pretty good.
Yeah. Outside. Not
back
outside.
into the part of the cave where they first entered after walking through all the water and muck.
Harley
we
remarks.
have Harley and Joker going ahead with Jim, very cautiously holding his gun up, like he's leading prisoners away. Because of course he does not trust them.
Yeah. And Harley says, something just slithered by my leg.
And then Joker says, oh, I'm just really happy to see you, my little hand grenade.
And Harley reiterates, no sweet talking. So you tell me what the heck was going on back there.
And there's a fun bit where Joker starts seeming to answer. Jim asks how much further. And then Joker's just, keeps him distracted a bit, talking, and then Jim realizes that, wait, where's Harley?
And Joker answers,
oh, she's behind you holding a big rock over your head. And then we cut to behind Jim Gordon, where Harley is there holding a big rock above his head.
time to snore, Commodore.
And whack. We get a big old black panel covered in a big hit effect and a wham, whack.
Yeah.
It's very good. I like that even as Joker and Harley are arguing and Harley really wants to know what the heck is up here, they still very smoothly work together and get the upper hand on Jim.
Yeah, it's so cute.
It's very fun.
But as Batman just fucking trudges his way through the fucking sewer, whatever thing, and he just looks like
him
shit.
Climbing up onto the rocks after the water. A bunch of holes torn in his suit and in his cape.
Mm-hmm.
And Joker is here, ready and waiting. Jim's on the ground. Harley has a gun to his head.
And Batman asks, what happened to Gordon?
To which Joker replies, he slipped and bashed his head against a rock Harley was holding.
Harleyette, twice.
Joker mentions that he saw Batman grab it, being the key, and that he better hand it over, or Harley's gonna blow Jimmy's brains out.
I think I can assume at this point that maybe while Batman was, like, away and Gordon was knocked out, that Harley's been let in on it.
Perhaps. Either that, or Joker was just like, oh, you just gotta trust me. And because he's Harley, she probably went along with that.
I'll trust you.
Yeah.
And Batman just pauses.
Yeah. And Joker says, quit screwing around, Batman. Take a look. Creepso's coming. And he gestures to Amanda Sims in the water with her army of Joker zombies who are really, really resilient, even though Batman brought the compound that specifically makes them dissolve. Which is very rude. he had a whole plan, and it's not working as well as I guess he probably would have liked it to.
Yes.
I assume he factored in this might happen, that it might not work all that great. And Alfred did want to do more field testing,
Mm-hmm.
or more testing in general.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, we slowly zoom in on Amanda, eventually just getting into her terrible black eyes with the red and the
Yeah.
veins.
Her old Robotnik eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And Joker's betting she's pretty pissed.
Batman pulls the key out.
Is this what you want?
Joker with a big Jokery smile says, "Yeah."
Only for
Very
Batman.
elongated F.
Yes, only for Batman to hang the key over his neck and say, "Come and get it."
With just the most stoic Batman expression he ever did, done
It
see.
is so good.
And then Joker says, "Oh, Bat," while a big old purple and green ha 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 is behind him. And then a big old purple ha 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 laughter on the next page with a real close zoom in on his
It's
teeth.
gruesome.
We see both their feet dancing as they charge at each other.
Mm-hmm.
And Joker says to end us off, "I was starting to worry this whole team-up joke wasn't going to have a punchline."
With text saying, "To be concluded," as they both charge toward each other with a punch winded back.
Mm-hmm. Well, even.
Yeah, just,
Very fun. Very, very appropriate way for the team-up to just dissolve at the end. And Joker to be all for it.
And at the very back of the book, we get our quote for the day. Amanda Sims saying, "Sometimes what does kill you makes you stronger." Motivational.
And of course, we get our inked pages without the colors or the dialogue. Amanda Sims talking to her father, ripping off his head. Batman and everyone fighting the zombies. Batman alone fighting the zombies. And Batman putting the key on his neck with that really, really beautiful stoic expression that I mentioned.
It's so good. It just reminds me of like all my favorite Batman stuff. Just. But yeah, that's the comic. Fucking loved it.
Yeah. Gosh, this series has been just amazing. Yeah, I wasn't really sure how this issue was going to go, but certainly the big old fight, some revelations, and the breakdown of the Batman Joker team up, and some stresses and cracks between Joker and Harley that may just come up next issue,
Maybe.
and the big old mystery of the key being introduced.
Last issue, I really loved how it ended, where it was like, "Hey, old friend, ready to kick some ass?" And then this issue, they kicked some fucking ass.
They did it. They did the ass kicking.
And like, it was very like fucking choreographed. Like I was able to tell what was happening at any given time. It's just this is a good comic book.
Yeah, the action never felt like it was the point, though there definitely was just some cool moments of, here's some kick-ass action, just, because you want to have your cool moments every now and again. But, yeah, I always appreciate it when, in a comic, the fighting never, takes precedence over the actual story.
Yeah. There's storytelling to do, and the comic does it.
Yeah, and there's always when the fight is happening, it is to the benefit of the story. The whole bit with Batman getting choked by Amanda Sims, he also clearly takes that opportunity to grab the key. And it does a very good job of showing just how much stronger she is than her regular zombies, even as we are also seeing that they are really, really durable. It's basically all our heroes can do to just not get killed by them.
Mm-hmm. You think now would be a good time to read a solicit for next issue?
All right, yeah.
Also, League of Comic Geeks, at least, has a page count for issue 7, which is it costs more than the previous issues. 40 pages, so it is a double-length final issue.
Yeah, what was the page count for the previous ones, though?
I believe it was... Oh, it was 35, so maybe not much then.
Yeah, because I was pretty sure it was 30-something.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's going
slightly
to be...
more pages, slightly more price.
Yeah. That feels fair.
Yeah.
But here's the solicit. Batman and the Joker have fought across streets, rooftops, railways, and caverns against horrors beyond their wildest nightmares. Deep underground, witnesses to an undead wedding from hell, they finally go up against their bitterest enemies, each other. Can the Dark Knight and the Clown Prince of Crime save Commissioner Gordon and Harley Quinn, or will the flames of their reignited rivalry consume all? Find out, detail by bloody detail, in the epic conclusion to Marc Silvestri's dark and brutal Gotham opus. This oversized finale clocks in at 31 beautiful and horrifying story pages. But, yeah. That's gonna be, issue 7.
Yeah.
Which still doesn't quite give away the ending, which, here we are, like, at the last point we could even talk about what we think it'll end like.
I mean, definitely introducing the twist on Joker's motivation, revealing that it was not, in fact, Harley. Because they never say that it was Harley, but they definitely lead you to believe
Yes.
that Harley is the thing. And so this little twist, I think, is going to dictate a fair amount.
Yeah.
At the very least, it's dictated already the dissolution of Batman and Joker's team-up.
Yes.
It, like... You know, when a story introduces a little twist like this right before the end, it makes it really difficult to even guess like how it could go, because we don't know what that key is for.
Uh-huh.
You know.
But,
The cavern and the 150 feet and the tons of rock and the water haven't come crashing down on us yet.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I'm
that's
hoping
still
these
possible.
two... I'm hoping these two can make it work. It's called Batman and the Joker, the Deadly Duo. They're gonna make it work together.
They're gonna be the deadliest duo to each other.
Ah! I'm so happy we started reading these comics.
Yeah, this has been great. I'm very looking forward to however this turns out.
Yeah, honestly, Marc Silvestri has well and truly earned our trust in this story. So
Yeah, as well as just, you know, giving wonderful, horrible, wonderful art
yes,
every time.
just absolutely grisly.
I love staring at the pages that don't involve severed heads.
Yeah, it's a beautiful comic book.
Yeah,
Eric Prianto also does like just really good coloring throughout the comic. It's gritty, but like it's not like it doesn't bore the eyes. I'm not like my eyes aren't glazing over at any page. It's all just so much detail, and it all like just feels alive in horrible
everything
fashion.
works. Your eyes are always drawn right to where they need to be.
Yeah.
Joker and the many different ways he's drawn depending on his mood continues to be a lovely little thing about him.
Yes.
He is the least consistently drawn character, and it is definitely for effect, because everyone else is very, very consistent. And it's really neat. I don't think I've ever seen a comic handle the Joker by just drawing him in such a varied way. It's something I talked about a few issues back, and I haven't really been going on about, but
it is really good.
It's really cool. It definitely takes a bit to get used to, but once you get how it's going, it's real fun. I like it.
Me too. For
It's a
me,
good match for the Joker and his chaos. But go
yeah.
on.
For me, throughout this comic, there have been these themes of like, with the overall like plot of this being like, oh, revenge, and like, Donald Sims had this whole promising research thing that could have, cured cancer, but he diverted it over to just revenge, and like, or just trying to like military stuff.
Hmm.
And like, that whole thread of like, oh, we could be helping people, but instead we're choosing like vindictiveness, vengeance, and like, I really want there to be like a solid anti-vengeance, like, just note we end on.
Yeah.
I kind of really want Batman to end this story not on just snapping Joker's neck.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, I feel like that would be kind of at odds with what the comic has been
Yeah.
doing.
Mm-hmm. And I just, this comic has been featuring Joker so much, and like, it's featured Joker zombies, and like, I just kind of want, I want Joker's humanity to be affirmed, and like,
That would be definitely good.
we'll see how it goes.
We will. This has, at the very least, this has been very entertaining Joker writing. Which,
Can't always
look,
get.
I don't ask for much. I just, I just think that if I'm reading a comic with the Joker,
Mm-hmm.
that he should make me laugh.
He's fucking. He's so fucking funny. He should be fun to read.
Yeah, like, you know, um, there's this comic where he's been very funny in many times. And at the very least, he's telling jokes, even if they're not good jokes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he tells a bad joke.
Yeah,
He's just telling jokes.
it's stand up. Sometimes you have a joke that kills. Sometimes it's like, oh, that wasn't really good.
Yeah. Um, and I have to go back to the killing joke when I, talk about writing Joker well, because boy howdy, is he doing a horrible stand-up bit
Oh
throughout
yeah.
the whole of that comic.
Uh-huh.
And that's the energy that I want from the Joker.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I'm feeling good. I feel good about next issue no matter what happens. I feel like, just
Yeah.
realistically speaking, I think however it turns out, I'll be glad we read this.
Um, I guess, we have now gotten a full issue of Amanda Sims as a villain, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a reason why this is Batman and the Joker and not Amanda Sims the comic.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no problem with her. She is, every Resident Evil villain.
Mm-hmm.
She is a weird, creepy zombie that can regenerate her limbs and wants to spread her plague. And she is definitely really the next step in human evolution.
And then when they blow her head off,
Uh,
she becomes like big tentacles.
I mean, that might happen.
Mm-hmm.
Something's got to bring that roof down.
Yeah.
It might just be her merging with all of her Joker zombies and becoming a horrible flesh tentacle monster.
Gosh.
Maybe she'll just be like at the top, just from the torso up her, but controlling
Yeah,
a
yeah,
big
yeah.
zombie leviathan.
And she's like, I changed my mind. This is what we should all be now. We need to all be this now. This is the next step. This is great. I have all these tentacles. I have all this moaning and groaning. Everyone should experience this.
But
yeah.
Very, like I said, big on the monologues,
Mm-hmm.
stuffed with the knowledge of a bunch of different science men,
Yeah.
and really, really believing that she is correct when she's very much not.
Yes.
This isn't making tends to go when you're an evil zombie villain.
Yeah.
They just don't make good decisions.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that's about it for us.
Yeah, This being the penultimate issue, it's a lot of setting up the ending and bringing us to the close, but not getting to the close yet because the close is next time. So
Mm.
not quite as much to talk about in this one.
I gotta say, I definitely am feeling better about this than I have felt about like other like penultimate issues of story arcs, like where I'm just like, I don't know how it actually wraps up after this. I don't know how it's actually gonna be satisfying conclusion.
Yeah, here I have no idea how we're gonna wrap up other than I think the roof's gonna come down probably because they keep mentioning it.
Yeah.
They could surprise me and not bring the roof down, but you know. Um, but I'm really not sure what's gonna come of things because there's still mysteries, or at least one mystery left, and it's it's exciting. Like, oh, how is it gonna go? Rather than as it often happens, or as it has happened recently with some story arcs, just wondering how are you gonna wrap this up in a satisfying manner, as you say, and then it happens and it gets wrapped up and it's not very satisfying.
And sometimes it's like that, and you wish it wasn't, but that's what you get when you get the comic. Um,
Yeah, just see how it goes, and you know, if a comic disappoints you, don't gotta buy the next one.
yeah,
We're buying the next one of this though,
yeah, definitely.
and absolutely. If you've not been keeping up with this comic, if you want to go out and start reading it now, or if you want to wait until the collected version that'll come, because that happens always.
Yeah, you can at the very least catch up to issue 5, I believe, if you have a DC Universe Infinite Ultra subscription, and then like some other issues if you have a regular subscription to DC Universe Infinite. Like just less because it's like there's a delay for the
Yeah,
regular membership.
if you pay more for the Ultra membership, you get it a month.
Yeah, a month delay
Yeah,
as
which
opposed
is
to
pretty
like
good.
yeah.
If you're trying to like catch up with a series, like if you just get a DCUI Ultra subscription, you can read all the way up to last month's issue,
And
if
then
you
just
really
buy
like
a new
it,
comic.
buy this month's
Yeah,
issue. Um, and then there's only one new comic you gotta buy.
which I
Hey,
don't mind. Yeah.
comic streaming. We're plugging it again because it is a good deal if you want to just read comics.
I swear to Christ, I see so many people who are like, I like comics, but I don't know which one I should buy or like where I should start. And it's like for one, it's not actually a big deal to figure out where to start. A lot of the time, you just find a writer you want to read and you read them from then on. I've done that like
Yeah,
2 times recently with Teeny Howard, and it's worked out just fine for me.
and like you can just pick any character you want. Look for either an issue one or a writer changeover because those are often a lot like issue ones.
Yeah,
Um,
like Sonic the Hedgehog issue 33, Chow Races and Bat
um,
Faces.
yeah, and in the '90s there was a Wonder Woman run that started. John Byrne took over the comic, and I started there
Hmm.
for reasons I was doing some comic research because I
Yeah,
wanted to learn about a particular character, and it was just a brilliant run. I
yeah,
heavily recommend that run, and if I believe that should all be on
absolutely, yeah, on DC
DC
Universe Infinite.
Universe Infinite. Whether you can get the regular subscription and you can just read all the old comics. Because if all you want is old comics, just get the regular subscription for DC Universe Infinite.
Yeah, there's no
You can
delay
just
for
read them.
those. Yeah,
They don't have every single comic printed, of course, but they do have most of them.
it's a really good amount, and it's a really good way to read all of them.
Yeah, if there's an iconic old storyline, it's probably there. You can probably just go find it and read through it. You know, whether
Yeah,
it's the new Teen Titans, the John Byrne run on Wonder Woman, or
Superman. Yeah,
anything.
yeah. Just we've definitely done a ton of reading on it, and we have done a ton of reading on Marvel Unlimited with Excalibur, Knights of X, and
You can go check out the all new X-Men from
Chris Claremont.
Chris Claremont. Thank you, my brain.
Yeah, just there's a ton you can do with comic streaming, and we highly recommend it to anyone who's just feeling burnt out on like reading only a couple issues every month of a comic that they don't really believe in lately.
Yeah,
You could
and
just hmm,
as well, just like the thing is, if you are going to be reading the comics often, which why not if you have the subscription, Um, it's very, very cost efficient, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Because you just pay that subscription cost, and then, like, for the month or the year, however much you buy, you can just read comics.
Yeah.
You can read old comics, you can read relatively newer comics,
Mm-hmm.
Like Marvel Unlimited gives you, like, up to 3 months ago, right?
Yeah, whereas DC Universe Infinite with the regular membership with not Ultra, it's 6 months delay.
Yeah, and then, but it's 1 month you do have Ultra, so
Yeah,
those are sort of what you're looking at with comic streaming. This has become an impromptu reviewing comic streaming
yeah.
as well, just because it's very good. Do it if you want to get into comics.
We're also thinking of it because we had to deal with Comixology for this review,
Yeah, and
and we're
those
just thinking
comics
about
readers are, again, the comics readers for those two services are a lot better than if you buy the comic off of Amazon, which is the most accessible storefront for buying digital comics.
mm-hmm.
And it's frustrating
Yeah,
how incompetent it is
yeah,
as the most prevalent digital storefront that is the easiest one to do.
yeah. So
But
definitely
yeah,
give those a try if you've ever been curious about reading comics. We are
yeah.
just definitely avid readers of comic books, and it definitely helped. Oh hey, Rain Rudnick in chat says this review sold them on reading the series to the point they are downloading DC Universe Infinite. This comic just sounds like the most fun thing. Yeah, if you get the main membership, the one that is an ultra annual membership tier or whatever, you'll have a 6 month delay. So you will be a little behind, but I think actually since it's 6 months, I think you'll just have like issue one if you get the main membership because it's like issue a month.
Uh,
We're at issue six.
yeah, actually, issue one is it depending on when issue one came out. I'm not sure if it would be on the service yet.
Yeah. But DC Universe Infinite is definitely just very good for like just checking out like if you've ever been curious about a writer, you can look up like what time they were writing the comics, then find those comics on the service and just go buck wild.
Yeah. Something I've liked to do, with comics, is I will look up, when a character debuted. I will go find their debut issue and I'll just read it. I remember, once I discovered the glory that is Maxima, I went back and read her initial appearances. So great. Love her.
She's great, yeah. Oh, and Rain says, I've been really wanting to read the new Teen Titans for a while. Yep, they got
It's
all of
so
that. They have
good.
all of that. You're going to be set.
We need to get back to reading that again soon.
Oh, the service would be very good for that. It is. We definitely need to get back to that soon. But, like, the thing is, y'all, Marv Wolfman, we're getting on a whole tangent here, but, Marv Wolfman and George Perez, their comic books back in the day, man, it was just fucking thick with narration and dialogue, and you just got
They
so
just
much.
you got so much per issue. They weren't more pages than other comics.
They
They
use
put
those.
so much more into those pages. The
Yeah.
prose narration, dialogue, and just incredibly tightly packed, efficient storytelling. If you want to, marvel at how you will never write comics this good, check out the new Teen Titans.
Yeah. But yeah. Um, DC Universe Infinite probably will be a bit, if you're not going for Ultra, will be a bit before you can read most of the Deadly Duo. I should actually just start like keeping track of when main membership stuff ends up on, or the comics end up on main membership, so I can just be like, hey, you can read this now for a better
Yeah.
price. But anyway, good services, better than Comixology Unlimited probably. Like, why would I want an unlimited version of that shit?
Yeah. Yeah, and of course, when we're talking about the readers as well, we're primarily referring to the desktop readers where you go on the website, but they both have apps.
They both have apps. Marvel Unlimited and DC Universe Infinite both have apps, and Comixology's app is on par with them in that like it is not the shit show that the desktop app is, and like so it's less of a dramatic difference for that. But like I do most of my reading on desktop.
Yeah, because my phone is it's not small, but like it's a phone.
Yeah.
If I had a tablet computer, then
Yeah.
sure, reading a comic on a tablet would probably be a great experience with
Mm-hmm.
those apps. But when it comes to phone, like if I had to do it on the go and had a phone, then sure. But it is not ever going to be my preferred way to read a comic because it's so small, and that's my main problem with the desktop app is it's not big enough.
Yeah, and everyone's got a desktop. Some people don't have tablets. Some people don't have like phones they want to read comics on. But everyone has a desktop, so make your desktop experience good.
Yeah. Well, not everyone is there. Some people only have phones,
That's true.
and
That's
if
true.
you don't have anything, then this.
There's
If you don't
print
have a
comics.
device, then yeah, you probably just want to get a book.
Reading
But yeah,
comics is cool. And I think that's
reading
about
comics
it.
is so cool. Yeah.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, Rain Rudnick, for being in chat. We try to
Yeah.
stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays like today, Thursdays like a day from tomorrow. Please feel free to follow us on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
And
This will, of course, be up on YouTube, which will have a link to our Twits in it, and there is a link to our YouTube VOD channel on our Twits profiles there. So feel free to subscribe to us on YouTube if you want to catch our VODs.
leave a
Follow
like on
us
the
on
VOD
Twitter.
or comment on it.
Get us live.
Close
I
to
do
reach
read the comments.
Yeah.
That, I get to say it today. I read the comments.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a jerk, I won't post it.
Yeah.
That's my ability. I'm allowed to,
We keep a
Never-
moderated space.
yeah. Also, if you leave a hate comment, I will probably laugh at you behind your back. Then show it to Felisa, and then we'll laugh about you together.
Yeah.
And then I'll delete your comment.
And probably make out afterward.
Yeah, because we're cooler than you if you leave hate comments.
But yeah. Until next time, I'm Felicia Rado. That's close over there.
See you later, fuckos.
Bye!